We have returned. By we, I mean me. I don't even know else that joins me, which is you, if you're watching this. Yeah, it is a beautiful Sunday. It is day 27. The Chicago Bears are the NFC North champions. The Green Bay Packers fans are complaining now that the Bears have played all these teams with injuries, and it's not fair. Even though the Bears have more injuries for this season and more time missed by starters than all the teams that they've played this year, with the exception of, I think, Cleveland, but certainly more than the Packers do. So it's been a glorious last week or so, listening to all these crybaby bitches who were spoiled with a good team for last 30 years and two quarterbacks that were back-to-back Hall of Famers. Of course, Aaron Rodgers hasn't retired yet, but when he does, he'll eventually be a Hall of Famer. And they only got 2 Super Bowls in the last 30 years, but they're still little bitches about it. Anywho, day 27. Last night, I still had to do my lifting. It was bench. It was going to be chest, shoulders, triceps, forearms. You can see a lot of reflection happening on this little thing here because I have the Eagles-Bills game on. Hopefully that doesn't get me in trouble. But yeah, I did wind up going into the gym and getting that knocked out last night. And I was being really deliberate about the exercises because sometimes I tend to rush. I don't rush terribly. But any exercise you're doing with lifting weights, it's been made very clear to people for a very long time. And I've known this since high school. But like, for instance, bench press or just like doing triceps, like the actual motion of the exercise is as important as bringing the bar down or deceleration or however you want to refer to it. So I was taking my time. So like anything with my tricep, like a pull down, like taking care of that. And then when it's bringing it back up to the neutral position, doing that almost twice as slow. So I was being very deliberate. So I hurt a lot last night when I got done, trying to do increased weight, increased reps, and taking my time with it. So it did kick my ass a little bit, but had my protein shake, had a good dinner, lots of chicken. At the end of my meal, I was like, I'm fucking full. Like, I'm not going to weigh in well tomorrow. Woke up today, weighed in 0.8 pounds down, which I am very thankful for. So even though I was a little bit concerned that I had so much in my stomach that I might be stagnant for a day, I'm still, getting rid of a lot of the weight that I put on for Christmas Day, which was, mostly just bullshit in my stomach that needed to move through. And yeah, today, lots of stuff moving through it. So very hopeful for tomorrow. And yeah, around noon, I had to do my cardio. I did 8.6 miles on the bike, so check mark on that. Oops, that was the and I did it for yesterday morning. Take that off really fast. Check mark for today morning. And then this evening, my D&D game canceled, so I might actually wind up doing my second cardio after the game, or maybe I'll do it like middle of the game. That way I can like lock in on the game and not really pay attention to the fact that I'm doing cardio and it's killing me. But so far so good. Total weight loss for the month of December is at 23.6 pounds, which is good. Still trying to get back to where I was prior to Christmas, which is annoying. But you know what? It's okay. We're doing fine. We're going to be dipping back into the 230s, or excuse me, the 230s, the 330s here again soon. Got some calluses on my hand building up again too, so it's always nice to pick at those. Yeah, let's look at the share screen here. Gonna move this one so we don't get the infinite window off of it. And as you can see, down 0.8 pounds. Last 2 days, grand total of 5.4 pounds down after putting on 7.6 on Christmas. Again, just a lot of food in my stomach, a lot of water weight, so that 4.6 coming off. Most of that was water weight, and at this point, I think the food moving through my stomach is going to continue to have me dropping down. And by New Year's, I fully expect to be back to the 338 mark, or maybe just slightly above it, but hopefully below it. Yeah, 920 calories for the day. I've already had 3 meals. I don't have a protein shake that's going to eat up 245 calories of my 1,500, so having 580 left. I don't want to put a bunch of chicken in my stomach. So I'm gonna try and do something for lunch or for my 4:30 snack that's not just an apple, it's not just 100 calories. Probably try and do around 200, leave myself with 380, so I can have chicken for dinner still, but it's not going to be anything like too super heavy. So that's the plan for today. Obviously we had the spike and we're coming back down, so we're not going to have a cheat day that looks like that again moving forward. Speaking of moving forward, it's Wordle time. If you haven't Wordled yet today and you Wordle, don't look. starting out with my normal, and it's been pretty successful. So I'm gonna guess it's gonna be something that ends in. I was gonna say OAT, but that can't be the case, huh? The question really is what's the letter that's gonna precede the T? The O is not going to be the third letter, which is very interesting. Kind of want to put the A at the front, but if I do that, I feel like most of the words are going to have the O in the third spot. So this one's a little bit curious. It could also be something that's OA blank T, like board, BOARD, but obviously that's not the fucking thing we're looking at here. What could that be? Interesting. Abort also wouldn't work because the R is gone and the O is in the wrong spot. Where this O is really going to determine what this is. So, sploot is not a word that I can use here, but it's just the word that's stuck in my head right now. What if the O is first? I don't think that's going to be the case, but something like that. A font. No. I'm going to move my microphone a little bit here. Hope you don't mind, y'all. There we go. I think I should just stick in this area. Let's do board, even though it's a throwaway because the R is already dead. No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. I've taken back my thought there because that's just too many letters that are dead and doesn't even include the T. I do want to know where the O goes though. Interesting. I have like no words floating through my head that it could be right now. Like dormant keeps popping in my head too, but that's not one that I can actually use. Format, things like that. Everything has an R in it and 6 letters. I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to try and find where this O is supposed to go. So that's even more interesting. So the O is not in the second spot either. At least I did burn off some consonants that are floating through my head. So it's not going to go AOT. I don't think, at least. So the A has to be first or third. That's not very helpful now, is it? I mean, it's slightly helpful. I keep going back to this O being in the first spot. What could it be if it's AOT? Like any word that's AOT. Chaos is a word that's AOS. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be AOT. Why am I blanking so hard on this? Let's assume it's going to be OT at the end. The A is not in the second spot. So the A would have to be in the first spot for something like that. Not a lot of letters left either. Have to be something fucking weird. It's going to be something super common. Everyone's going to be like, oh my god, you're a fucking moron. How could you miss this? It could also be double T. Thout. No. I'm barking up the wrong tree here. Ingot keeps popping into my head, but that's not right. Obviously. Aptot. I'm just making shit up at this point, trying to toss something on the screen that'll like jar something loose in my brain. This one's tough. This is one where if I wasn't streaming, I would go away and come back later, since my brain seems to be empty on it. Nope. Can't be there. Abbott. Damn, why did that take me so long? Alright. It's because Abbott registers as a name at first in my brain. That's exactly why. So, alright. We're only at 12 minutes, so that wasn't too fucking painful. That said, let's go and switch to top-down mode. We're going to do some more Magic the Gathering packs. We're going to do 2 Spider-Mans today. Want to space these out a little bit. I know I'm not doing this right, so please don't get mad at me if you're actually like into watching stuff like this, but I'm taking the top 5, moving them to the back, because I don't know if it's supposed to be 3, 4, or 5. Alright, Web Warriors 4-3. It's hard to see. This auto contrast is not very good. What we are going to do, though, is today I'm just going to jump in here and configure this up a little bit. I kind of want to zoom this a bit, but it won't let me. But at least I can switch the focus to manually focus, because there should not be an instance where it needs to focus differently. You know what I mean? Like, it should always be the same focus based off the distance. And I can always just bring it forward if I need to. So that's not bad. This creature enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Is pretty dope. Cool. That's the same card, Web Warriors. The only difference is that it's borderless. Nice to see, though. Another Tombstone. Bagel and Schmear. Venom Evil Unleashed. Death Touch is so fucking dope. I've actually played against this card, and it really fucked us all. Really hard. But yeah. Exile this card from your graveyard. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. It gains Death Touch until the end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Oscorp Research Team. Kind of expensive to bring out, but it's 1/5. And if you have 7 to pay, draw 2 cards is pretty dope without having to discard anything. Spider-Gwen, Free Spirit, we've gotten already. I think I got it yesterday. Reach 2/3. Whenever she becomes tapped, you may discard a card if you do draw a card. Spectacular Tactics. I love these choose ones, man. They really just add the card's versatility. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater, or put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains hexproof until end of turn. Professional Wrestler. I got you for 3 minutes. You're going nowhere. Gonna click apply on that. Leave that be. 4/4 when this creature enters, create a treasure token, which is dope. This creature can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. Web up. What? This creature should be able to be blocked by more than 1 creature. That's how wrestling works. When this enchantment enters, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until this enchantment leaves the battlefield. Robot token. Glad to be getting more of those. One of my foil cards is a basic fucking swamp, so that's annoying. Another foil card is a common fucking creature. Yeah, we got her twice yesterday as well. Gold is Rocket Power Goblin Glider. I'm always glad to get gold equipment, so not too disappointed in this. When this equipment enters, if it was cast from your graveyard, attach it to target creature you control. Mayhem cost is 2, which is dope. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has flying and haste, so that's pretty powerful. And then Aranya, Heart of the Spider, 3/3. Whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature. When a modified creature you control deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. All right. Back to Web Warriors. So that is the first one. Got some fat ass fingers. Look at that. But here's a heart. Anywho, moving on to the second pack. I think I did 2 or 3 Final Fantasy packs downstairs this morning. I'm running low, but I do have it set as one of my rewards. I think if I get to 330, I'm allowed to buy myself more Magic cards. All right, starting out Spider UK, 3/4. I do not have him yet. Let's move him a little bit higher along with the rest of them. Web slinging, and at the beginning of your end step, if 2 or more creatures entered the battlefield under your control this turn, you may draw a card and gain 2 life. We have Shocker. We have a lot of Shocker. 5/5. He has first strike. When he enters, he deals 2 damage to target creature and that creature's controller. Stegron the Dinosaur Man. Common, 5/4. Menace is always cool, though. What the fuck is Dinosaur Formula? Discard this card until end of turn. Target creature you control gets +3/+1 and becomes a dinosaur in addition to its other types. Eerie Gravestone is pretty fucking cool. I like that. I don't have that yet. I'm just like I like enjoying the cards like concepts, not just what they do, but what they decided to like label as these things. Sorry if I'm missing chat. I sincerely doubt I am though. When this artifact enters, draw a card. Pay 2, one of them is Swamp. Sacrifice this artifact. Mill 4 cards. You may put a creature card from among them into your hand. Oscorp Research Team again. Masked Meower 1/1. Haste. Discard a card. Sacrifice this creature. Draw a card. Daily Bugle Reporters again. Pumpkin Bombardment is fun. Adds additional cost to cast this spell. Discard a card or pay 2. Deals 3 damage to target creature. Spectacular Tactics yet again. Spider Manifestation, 2/2 in reach. Also can be used for mana, which is dope. Whenever you cast a spell with mana for value 4 or greater, untap this creature. Alright, another robot token. Okay, a plains that's not foil. Okay, so we got a foil that's silver. Alright, SPDR, piloted by Penny. 4/4 legendary creature. Vigilance, when SPDR enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. When a modified creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. That's pretty good. And we have one more gold here. Jackal, Genius Geneticist. 1/1, trample. When you cast a creature spell with mana value equal to Jackal's power, copy that spell, except the copy isn't legendary, then put a +1/+1 counter on Jackal. That's pretty dope. And Flying Octobot, I'm pretty sure I moved the back. Flying 1/1, whenever another villain you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. This ability triggers only once each turn, and back to Spider UK. Alright, cool. So there's 2. Fun stuff. Nothing amazing, but nothing terrible. So that's nice to see. Moving us back over into chat. See, there's something wrong with this transition. If you make a scene too complicated with Streamlabs, sometimes it just straight up does not like to make the transition, but it doesn't matter. Also, I usually look at the window rather than at my camera, so that's why I have this window over here. But yeah, that's it for today. Fairly decent. I'm confident tomorrow we'll have a green number going into rest day. Rest day will not be another cheat day, thankfully. So very excited to get this thing back on track and power through. I was thinking about it today, when my birthday hits, which is May 11th, how much weight will I have lost? That'll be big, because I've had it in my head that at 42, I'm 40 years old. I don't know why, but 42 is going to be this great year. And I've been thinking that for a decade. I don't know why. It's 42, I'm going to be so fucking locked in. And I feel pretty good about my career. And there's certain things I'm working on just outside of work. Things are good at home. Knock on wood, that doesn't change. But making sure I'm healthy is such a big thing for me right now. So I want to keep that going. And I feel like I'm on the right track. This has actually been a fairly easy diet to do. And self-control isn't very hard when you feel like you have to keep eating throughout the day. And this, once I get past my 7 p.m. meal, if I get hungry, I just have some gum. And it's still calories, and I still count them. But it's certainly not something where I need to worry oh my God, I had a fucking midnight snack or something like that. So it helps immensely, but just going to keep going. Yeah. And then I'm going to mix up the diet a little bit, going to mix up the exercise. By mix up, I mean add to it when the new year hits. So more to come on that. But that was today's check-in. Went about 20 minutes, nothing wrong there. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. And tonight, go Bears. Bye.